This is the continuation of the lessons mean, variance, and standard deviation of discrete random variable. So sa previous videos ko, nakapagbigay na ako ng example 1 and 2. This will be the example number 3. So I'm going to show you the computation of another PMF for mean, variance, and standard deviation. So take note or remember that the following formula we're going to use. We know that the formula for mean or expected value is mu is equal to the summation of x times p of x. The formula for the variance is sigma squared is equals to the summation of x minus 2 squared times p of x. And the formula for the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So, pwede siyang itong formula na nilagyan ng square root or pwedeng sigma is equals to the square root of sigma squared. They are the same. So, let's proceed to our example number 3. So again, determine the variance and standard deviation of the given PMF. Pero hindi dahil variance and standard deviation lang ang pinapakuha ay hindi na makukuha yung mean. So number 1, uunahin muna kunin ng mean bago makompute ang variance and standard deviation. So we have the given. The first column is the values of x. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the second column is the probability of each value. So the probability of 0 is 0.1. The probability of 1 is 0.2. The probability of 2 is 0.3. The probability of 3 is 0.3. And the probability of 4 is 0.1. So in order for us to solve or to compute for the mean, let's proceed to step number 1. So add an additional column for x times p of x kasi kailangan yan para makompute ang mean or expected value. So let's have additional column and we will label it as x times p of x. So ibig sabihin yan, value of x times the probability. So per row, so we have 0, times 0.1 is 0. 1 times 0.2 is 0.2. 2 times 0.3 is 0.6. 3 times 0.3 is 0.9. Then 4 times 0.1 is 0.4. So pag meron na tayong values ng x times c of x, kukunin lang natin yung summation. Ibig sabihin, i-add lang natin lahat pababa, then the computed is 2.1. That will be our mean or expected value. So denoted siya as mu is equal to 2.1. So kailangan yan para makompute ang variance and standard deviation. Step number 2 is to add additional column for x minus mu. Kasi di ba kailangan yan sa formula ng variance and standard deviation. So, let's have additional column and label it as x minus mu. So, again, ibig sabihin nito is value of x minus mu or the mean. Pwede tayo magkaroon ng negative value kung mas mataas ang mean kaysa sa x or sa value. At pwede naman tayo magkaroon ng positive value kung ang value naman ng x ay mas mataas sa mean. Okay? So, proceed tayo per row. We have 0 minus 2.1. The answer is negative 2.1. 1 minus 2.1 is negative 1.1. 2 minus 2.1 is negative 0.1. 3 minus 2.1 is positive 0.9 because 3 is greater than 2.1. Then last, we have 4 minus 2.1 is positive 1.9 kasi mas mataas ang 4 sa 2.1. Now, hindi pa natin kailangan ng summation kasi kailangan pa natin ng x minus mu squared. So, step number 3 would be add additional column for x minus mu squared. So, proceed, add tayo ng column, then label it as x minus mu squared. So, ibig sabihin yan, again, i-square lang natin lahat ng nakuha nating value sa column na to, x minus mu. So, unang row, negative 2.1, magiging positive 4.41 when squared. Negative 1.1, pag in-squared natin, magiging positive 1.21. Negative 0.1, pag in-squared natin ay magiging 0.01. Then 0.9, pag in-squared ay magiging 0.81. Then last, 1.9 when squared is 3.61. Again, hindi pa rin natin kailangan ng summation here kasi ang kailangan natin ng summation ay product ng x minus mu squared at probability. So, the next step or step number 4 is add additional column for x minus mu squared times p of x and then followed by computation of the summation. So let's add additional column, label it as x minus mu squared times p of x. So ang ibig sabihin nito, ang mga sagot natin sa column na to, x minus mu squared, i-multiply natin sa column ng p of x. So per row ulit tayo. So 4.41 times 0.1 is 0.441. Okay? Next row, 1.21 multiplied by 0.2. The answer is 0.242. Then third row, 0.01 times 0.3. The answer is 0.003. Then fourth row, we have 0.81 times 0.3. The answer is 0.243. Then last, we have 3.61 times 0.1. The answer is 0.361. So, pag meron na tayong values ng column na to, i-add lang natin siya. At yun na yung summation, which is 1.29. So, yung summation na to, ito rin yung ating variance. Okay? So, let's proceed. Kompleto na tayo sa ating column and values. So what we're going to do is just conclude. Dahil kompleto na tayo, meron na tayong mu, meron na rin tayong variance or sigma squared. Kukompute na rin natin yung sigma or the standard deviation. So therefore, the variance is sigma squared is equals to 1.29. So ito yun, nanggaling siya sa summation ng ating last column. So of course, nakuha na rin natin yung mean which is 2.1. It is also the expected value. Then for the standard deviation, that is the square root of the variance. So ang variance natin 1.29. Ang square root nun is 1.14. Therefore, ang standard deviation natin is 1.14. So we have the expected value, variance, and standard deviation. So that is the computation for our example number 3 of mean, variance, and standard deviation. Okay, so tandaan natin itong mga value na to. Kasi sa susunod na video ay ipapakita ko naman yung alternative method kung paano nakukuha ang mean, variance, and standard deviation.